The countdown timer has begun, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. My name is DK. I'm joined tonight with Big B and Choo Choo Stew.
Hey,
Hi
Great,
there.
great show playing for you. I don't know what we want to talk about here on the pre-show. Big news, not to me. Kanye and whatever Kardashian he's married to are officially getting a divorce now.
devastating.
Devastating. Don't even know who the fuck she is.
Who gives a shit?
We'll get that out of the way early, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
And I notice, a few more people have died.
None on
No one on our
the
list.
none on our list.
No one on our list. However,
Yeah.
I believe it was Jason Scott. I'm not sure who, but someone picked Prince Philip.
And he's got one foot in the grave.
He's in the hospital.
I'm checking the records as we speak. Hold on.
But do you know what they said about Prince Philip, right? He's gone in hospital for a rest. Now, does he really need to go in hospital to get a rest? I mean,
He
he
lived
doesn't.
in a 400-room building.
He doesn't live on like a council estate with neighbours playing loud music and cars racing up and down the street. He can pick any room.
He lives in a palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Someone had Prince Philip, I'm sure of it. But
I think Prince,
It was Jason Scott. Jason Scott has.
okay, so Jason Scott, you're on the board, perhaps. No
I
one
think
had Rush Limbaugh.
And that was like an easy one because he already had stage 4 cancer
Yeah,
and nobody
they
picked
brought
him.
him to the White House and gave him the. Nobody picked up on that. Well, we just haven't been on our game this year.
no, well, it's early days.
Well, it is, and I mean, I'm not wishing anyone to pass.
No, exactly.
It's a little disheartening when you see them drop. And
But Nicole Kidman, come on.
oh yeah,
Stu, let me see. Stu had Willie Nelson, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Nicole Kidman.
yeah. Well, all of those are possibilities. Jerry Lee Lewis has to be in his 80s.
Yeah, that is about the same age as Willie Nelson. But the last time I saw Willie Nelson, he was struggling for breath. So, and Jerry Lee as well. So,
But why is Nicole Kidman easy to come by this year?
she was just my wild card.
Yeah, just like me with Pat Sajak and Kelly Ripa.
You had 5. You just kept spouting them out. You had Demi Moore, Pat Sajak, Rod Stewart, Kelly Ripa, and Kathy Bates.
And now, speaking of Rod Stewart, like I heard on the radio the other day, he's like coming out with all these like ballads, and he's better than ever.
Well, you always had ballads.
Well, I mean, like more softer than "Do You Think I'm Sexy?" or
Well, how old is he? He's got to be about 70, isn't he?
oh,
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah.
So, I mean, they can't keep knocking him out, I suppose. Although Tom Jones knocks out some,
And I gotta tell you, if you've never, is he alive too?
Yeah, he's on The
Tom Jones,
Voice.
Tom Jones is still alive.
Oh,
Yeah, he does The Voice here in the UK.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Jeez, I would have jumped on that one.
He looks quite good actually for however old he is, but he don't look too bad.
You get all those women throwing themselves at you, you'll stay young too. Look at fucking Hugh Hefner.
Throwing their underpants and all that.
Stay viral. But Pat Sajak, I don't know if you ever see him on Wheel of Fortune. He looks like he's been embalmed already.
Well, that's the plastic surgery that'll do
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know. We'll keep trying, ladies and gentlemen. We're 4 minutes from going live. We're going to be the epicenter of something in New York. I know Choo Choo Stew has some breaking news happening too on Wednesday, but you got to wait for the show to start. That's all part of the show. I will say, aside from everything, I'm tired of being cold, and I'm tired of darkness. And we were saying on the pre-show, It's only a couple weeks, and we get to spring ahead and turn our clocks up, and we'll have some daylight. We can start talking about barbecuing again, get the hot tub back up.
Are you kidding me? As soon as the fucking snow melts here, I'm grilling.
I got to tell you, in my Canadian allotment, I do have some things sprouting up, some peppers and some romaine lettuce. But
And you don't want seeds from the U.S.?
yeah, I'd love some. I'm just saying, remember, I don't have I don't have an acre of land like Choo Choo Stew. Think of me more as a junior allotment lot, like 44B beside Wendy.
Okay. I misunderstood then.
Oh no, I'd love to have some seeds. I just I don't have a huge. I have a good sized yard, but the whole yard is not a garden. Like I don't have a rented out farm like Choo Choo Stew.
You could do hanging baskets of
You could do hanging
cherry tomatoes.
Yes, I could do stuff like that. I've got some tiny Tims and stuff already planted, but I'm just saying to Big B, like I can't grow like sunflower seeds or corn.
Gotcha. Okay, so I will pick and choose what I'll send you. I usually send Stu 2 packets.
How big were Big B's beans, Stu?
I think they weren't the biggest ones. I can't remember now. I think they might have been the. You're going to need a frame for them, so I don't know if you would manage beans.
Yeah, no, I got all that stuff here, but
beans would be a good one because you could just grow a few. Put a wigwam up, a little wigwam of things.
Same as like I do cucumbers, but I just can't have things like I don't know, pumpkins, watermelons. They need a trail, right? Like they need a
yeah. That's spread all over your garden. No, just build a little wigwam out of some bamboo sticks.
Yeah, or I could do like Big B's garlic or something.
Yeah,
Big
carrots,
garlic,
or Big B's carrots. I don't know.
I will see what I can get for you. I'll be out and about this weekend, so
even like a herb or something. Like I've got oregano, I've got basil. Maybe you can come up with the spice you use in a rub, and I can put that.
Go. Oh, okay. Let me look. And I got to get stuff for stew too.
Yeah.
It's growing season will happen soon, so I got to get stuff
fast upon us. And by the time it gets to Canada, so maybe you might want to get me a fall crop.
So you can open it for Christmas Eve.
Exactly. So something like, I don't know what grows in the cold. Stew's better, but maybe like broccoli or something. I don't know.
I'll get you Big B's broccoli.
There you go. See, we're on to something here. We're under a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We see there's people out there in the chat. We can't wait to see all our YouTube viewers. And like I said, we got a big show coming up. We're just shooting the shit for a few minutes, getting the burner warmed up. But we're going live any minute, and you'll see us on your screen. And 30 seconds to go. I don't know. Anybody want to say anything? Oh, I just want to keep saying thank you for everyone watching on YouTube that is subscribing. The dilemma now is that we had to be over 100 subscribers. Someone's wishing us good morning. Oh, small L, capital L, Lee Law. Great to see you guys. We're doing great. How the fuck are you? We're going live, so hang on just a minute. Here we go. Let me turn on the radio, and we'll go live.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Things are starting to get really weird in here. You're listening to DK, the Big B, and Choo Choo Stew.
Cave Crew Radio, cavecrewradio.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of The Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop pancakes and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clement, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power play goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Cave Crew Radio is the name of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight on this Friday evening, Saturday morning in some cases. I imagine we, Leela, small L, capital L out there with us, and Short Psy sending me stories earlier tonight. I already had things lined up for tonight, but Short Psy guaranteed those are going to make it on the show next week for sure. I appreciate the input. I am DK. I'm live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are live on cavecrewradio.com. We're live on Facebook, and we're live over on YouTube on our YouTube channel. Yeah, and you can download the podcast anywhere podcasts are found. And be sure to join the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group. As early as 10 minutes before the show, we had Amanda sharing a interesting post into the group. So be sure to join us there. Anyway, lots of good stuff coming up. Leela says, why don't we do more than one show a week? We'll come back to that question once we get everyone in. So anyway, let's now go to the ordained knighted one from the Queen of England, the Duke of Stanchally, the president-elect, waiting to take his throne in Washington, and of course, always the epicenter of something, Sir Big B in Queens, New York.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am Sir Big B, your president-elect of the United States of America. And this week, as always, we are the epicenter of something. We are the epicenter of the Arctic Circle this week.
Nice.
We've had nothing but snow, ice, and cold for the bulk of this week. It started a few days ago where we started to get... Now, we just had 2 feet of snow the week before.
Right.
So we had like a day or so of some melting going on. So trying to get rid of it. There's still mounds and piles of snow out there. But we had some melting. So, the walkways were getting more wider and clearer. And then more snow comes. So not only did we get covered with snow again, late last night, last evening, it turned from snow to freezing rain. So this left a coat of ice on everything. Cars, streets, sidewalks, stairs, everything is a complete coat of ice. So I was out last night. I came back, put my car in the garage, trying to walk up the stairs. I only have 3 steps in my front to get to my front door, slipping and sliding the entire way, just a sheet of ice.
Did you land on your ass? That's
I
probably
did.
what the audience wants to know.
I did
you
not.
slip and land on your ass?
I did not. I was
I just
careful.
add to that before you continue, because this is along the same line. I just ordered a new ladder because I have ladders, but I don't have one that will go all the way to the roof. We have this annoying drip out of one of our eaves troughs, which is causing a patch of ice, like you said, right on the stairs. And I'm throwing salt, which is probably deteriorating my concrete.
Right.
But it's a short fix. Anyway, do carry on.
Right. Well, and this is what I had to do last night. I was out most of the day. I'd come home last night. Everything's a sheet of ice. Got to go out. I got to salt. And then this morning, now overnight, it started snowing again. So not only do I have, I put the salt down, so whatever ice was there melted, but then over top came another layer of ice and snow on top of that. So at 6 o'clock this morning, I'm out shoveling and trying to move ice. I'm done with winter. I want winter to end.
It wears thin on you, doesn't it? It wears thin.
And it's been in the low to mid 20s the entire week. It's freezing here.
Tell me about it.
It's for those of you who don't use Fahrenheit, that's 6 or whatever it is.
Oh, worse. It's been fucking zero.
Oh no, it's actually worse because it's below zero. So yeah, so it's like -3.
Yeah, it's been awful. Anyway, bring our friend in. We'll start to answer questions and we'll find out what's going on over there. He is actually the epicenter of something which may or may not be exciting on Wednesday, but bring him in.
Ooh, the epicenter of well, speaking of bad weather, he's the one that says we haven't had much of anything. So the certainly not the epicenter of anything bad weather related. Is London there?
Yeah, London's here. Good evening, gents. Yeah, not much snow here. It's all gone. Just rain and sunshine. Intermittent. So. And it's looking up. Things are looking up for next week. So, yeah, that's enough about the weather. How are you guys? All right?
He reminds me of Al Michaels from ABC Sports with that one headphone.
He's very, very professional.
I need to
on Wild World of Sports.
I'm going to look out for some bargains. There's a Black Friday coming up. I might get some on the Black Friday.
Why is there a Black Friday?
Winter. That's next winter.
What's coming up for Black Friday?
He wants a new set of headphones.
So he's going to use any excuse.
Buy a pair of Dr. Dre's or whatever.
No, I will invest in some more. Every Friday I come in here and I think, oh shit, I've still got those headphones. So, and the other ones I had
much here, like my earphone.
And my daughter's taking the other ones.
Just from a phone, like you plug it in.
Yeah, I've got Bluetooth, all Bluetooth stuff, and they end up having trouble with the microphone and that. What microphone am I using? So I will buy some for next time I'm on.
Oh, no, you don't have to. What is going on? It wouldn't be fun. You'd have normal headphones and we wouldn't make fun of you. What do you have going on Wednesday? I know it's a pretty big day for you over.
Yeah, they're doing all these corona jabs now. Yeah, so they're doing it in 2 stages. You get one jab, and then I think you go back about a month later and get another one. So it started with people over 80 and people in care homes and all the vulnerable and stuff like that. And then was it yesterday morning or this morning? I got a text to say click this link and you can book yourself in for the corona vaccine.
So you're going to get inoculated.
Yeah, well, my wife got it last week, or this. I am sorry, I don't know what day it is half the time, and I've been on holiday, but so it doesn't really matter what day it is. But my wife had her jab, and the day after, she was very unwell. It got a bit worrying at some stage. I was thinking, shit, but she got over it, so it's okay. But my daughter believes that I'm going to be genetically modified if I go ahead and and have this thing.
She's Team Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, I wasn't going to have it done, and then I got the text, and I thought, well, worst comes to the worst, I'm sick. I could go off sick for a few days.
You got another month off. That's
Oh my!
That's the way of England.
Can we start counting how many days Stu actually works this year?
Yeah, we should have a actual virtual calendar that we can keep track of, because I don't think he's worked a week.
I've
January.
So far we're in the middle of February, and I count that he's worked 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, so I've got it Wednesday. So with if worst comes to the worst, I'll be off Thursday. I'm well.
Hey, you might as well take Friday so you can do the show.
And then the weekend's here.
Yeah. So, I mean, we know you, Stu. You're going to milk this for all it's worth. You're going to tell him you got the sniffles and green phlegm. And so you're on it. Then now, Big B, would you, I think we've talked about this before, but I forget. Will you get it?
Well, it's funny because as of this past Monday, they've added, so when you have other illnesses like diabetes and asthma, which I have, plus a list of other ones, you are now eligible to get the vaccine. Before I wasn't, and now as of the 15th, I'm eligible. So I started looking, and New York is so fucked up that I go on the site. It's Vaccine Finder, so you figure out where it is near me, and I type it in, and let's schedule an appointment. I get to a certain point, then they say, "Oh, sorry, you're not eligible." But according to the state, I am. So then I go on another state website, and they say I'm eligible, but there's no appointments available for until April.
Well, and you probably will get it before me. Our vaccinations are slower than the Canadian mail. Like, apparently, Moderna's short ship in Canada, and the other one, Pfizer's short ship in Canada. And I'm probably looking summer, fall at best. So I'll see if you guys tumble in the meantime. But Justin Trudeau, our lovely prime minister, he was trying to get India to send some over. Come on, we help you out a lot. We send you food.
Yeah, well, here in New York, if you all remember when the Rona was in its height and our shitty fucking governor was on TV every day, and everybody was all excited to see fucking Cuomo give his news conference. Now he's in a world of shit because he hid the nursing home deaths from the federal government. So there's a probe into him lying and all of this stuff. And he's fucked up the vaccine deliverance here in the city.
Does his brother stick up for him on CNN?
From what I understand, CNN is actually silencing his brother on this story. They will not allow him to cover it.
Now we're going full rounds and rounds here. Let's go to the chat for a few minutes here. Hello, ladies. Good to see you as well, Jason Scott. We got Leela here. My wife had her first jab yesterday, as they call it in the UK. She was fine, but her jaw was sore. She's threatening to call the police on Leela now.
But, I mean, that was her first one, Lee? Come on now.
Yeah.
Her first?
First jab.
You're a little slow there. Come on now.
I need a, do I have a sound effect for that? I don't think I do. What can we do? Leela. He was also asking why you guys don't do more than one show a week. We all work. Choo Choo Stu will be vanishing again for Lord knows how long.
Right.
According to his schedule. We're trying to get him on days to get weekends off. But he won't do it. Yeah, so we work and it gets a little difficult. And then the summer, we grow a little tired of you guys. And yeah, once a week's enough.
In the summer, we're tending our allotments and grilling.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe, maybe we'll start calling some audibles. And if we're all sitting around, we're in lockdown again, we'll do a few more shows. But In all honesty, we love it. We have a great time. We've been doing it since 2015 or 16, but yeah, takes a lot to do a show. You get behind the Mike Lee Law, you do a show, and we'll jump in your chat.
There you go.
Harass you.
See how much whiskey you go through too.
Yeah, you and Short Side. Let's see you do a show.
The Short Law show.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'll come in the chat.
Yeah, I'd be there every week. Guaranteed. And they're in the same time zone, right, Stu? Ireland and England?
I believe so.
Right. So
yeah.
We'll broadcast you on Cave Crew Radio. We'll help you. We'll guide you. We'll produce. We'll sponsor you. Our social media presence is massive.
There you go.
You too could end up with people like yourself in the chat.
There you go.
Careful what you wish for.
Are we not playing any other shows now on the Cave Crew Radio?
I got sick of it because you get these shows, and I'm not going to pick on anybody. I'm not going to mention any names, but they do a show, and then they stop doing a show, and then they change the name of their show, and then they're back again. And I look at it and I go, yeah, I like these guys. Let's give them a chance. And then before I get a chance to type my response, the show is gone. 1 minute they're ghost hunting, 1 minute they're brothers, 1 minute they're a music show, 1 minute they're a news show. They're all the same. They come and they go, and I can't be bothered. And then, of course, Metal Thunder Radio was one of our mainstays, and unfortunately, that's no longer going at the moment. Then there was the Podcast Factor, and you quickly got bored. You're obviously one of that group. I just don't feel like doing it. Well, you can't just do 3 shots. And then who else am I going to get? Producer Scotty?
That'd be a fun show, wouldn't it?
You ever seen his on what's he on? Spreaker or whatever? And this is producer Scotty on a fucking talking in his phone.
There's a young and up and coming chef in Florida that likes fish.
We did all this with L Radio X. I did it with Z Talk Radio.
Yeah,
it's great to be on a network. I'd say about 7 networks have picked us up, and then all of a sudden they go out of business.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's one show that hasn't gone out of business. They're a bit more, widespread these days. His shows, but Angry Old Man, he's still knocking them out.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I'd always play him. And folks, if you want a good laugh, it's not live. It's only on podcast. Download the Angry Old Man show. This is one guy doing about 10 characters.
Yeah.
Very well produced, very funny.
Yeah, he was. We had him on the show many years ago, and he really cool guy. Wonderful, wonderful show.
And then I don't even know if our buddy Brad is doing shows anymore, making prank calls. Like I don't know where anybody is anymore.
No, I'm sure he does.
Everything messed up.
I'm sure Brad still makes them because he was earning a living out of doing that. So I just haven't really listened for a long time.
Me either. Short Size says that B is taunting him. He sees the whiskey. You're trying to be casual tonight, Big B.
So I forgot my glass upstairs. So I'm going to drink the rest of this. There's only a little bit left, straight out of the bottle.
And then you're done. You're dry.
And then, well, I have the beer.
Oh, okay. So you got something there. Okay.
And if anything,
shit.
I do have some scotch.
I've got like 3 beers here. So if I run out, I run out. What do you now, Stu? Before I ask Stu, Leela, haha, I wouldn't know where to start. Anyway, I get pissed off at idiots. No, the idiots are the ones that make fun. You guys are the ones that make the show fun and awesome.
But even the idiots, like, when I was doing the metal show, we'd have the chat room, and it's obviously a different crowd, but it's more drunks that the wannabe superstar musicians that are drunks that come in, and they act like assholes. Those are the fun ones because then you get to sit back and just smash them and make them look silly. Those are the fun ones in the chat.
Yeah, and we have a good time with you guys. We were talking off air. I have a question for you, Stu. Sorry, I didn't mean to negate you.
That's all right.
Just really quick. We were talking off air, guys, after the show. And, we were talking about being live versus, recording a podcast. And, we don't have the biggest audience in the world. We're like a garage band, if you want to put it into music terms. But it's the engagement we have with our chat room throughout the show and each other that makes this fun and I think makes it different. So keep chatting, keep smashing us, and just keep going. Anyway, Stu, I wanted to check with you.
That's your work calling you in, is it?
Yeah, sorry.
Was that you with the little
yeah.
horn?
Something about doing. I'll tell you. Anyway, it's irrelevant. Sorry. This is why we don't do more than one show a week. I'm on call 24/7. Winter is the worst time of the year in my business. Anyway, Stu, over to you. Big. I don't want to say diet because you're more doing an exercise routine. You show me how many steps you do every day. You're sweating to the oldies with Richard Simmons on YouTube. And you're doing really good at it. And Big B and I have told you we're sincerely proud. But are you treating yourself? I mean, you're almost done vacation. Are you?
No, look,
taking in any booze tonight?
I treated myself last Friday.
Oh, okay. So no booze tonight.
And I had quite a lot of gin because it's low calorie, but I drank quite a lot of it. And then come weigh-in, I'd hardly lost anything. I know it's sort of peaks and troughs and all that goes up and down, but I was a bit disappointed. So I'm laying off the alcohol now. So, but I've still lost 6.5 kilos.
Well, that's good.
So far. I mean, this shirt, I was going to throw this shirt away.
I wish you could put it on pounds. I
was going to throw it away and get a bigger one, but now it's actually a little bit loose. And
see, so you got
a lot.
good.
Most of my t-shirts are in extra large, and they were getting.
Listen, and for a large portion of the global population, Ash Wednesday was last week or this week, I guess.
Pancake Day, yeah.
And you are you can give up for alcohol for Lent. That buys you 40 days.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm giving my fat away. I'm giving up my fat. So
yeah, you don't eat bread, you don't eat cheese, you don't fuck, I'd rather just be fat.
But you know, when I know it's not that exciting to talk about, but when I used to stuff my face with Cornish pasties and lots of fast food and sausage rolls. When you haven't had them for about 3 or 4 weeks and then suddenly you eat one, like today, I treated myself to a sausage roll. I went out for a walk with the wife. We grabbed a coffee and I'll have a sausage roll. And it used to taste nice, but now they just think, it just tastes greasy. So the dog had half of it.
I'm going to have McDonald's. I'm sorry. I'm going to have McDonald's tonight because it's Friday. It's been a tough week and I'm going to enjoy it. And I've been exercising too. So, but I'm not giving up like beer and good food and all that shit.
Hey, talking about fast food, we've got Wendy's opening up here. So I'm quite excited about that. And we've got Tim Hortons as well.
Tim Hortons, good coffee.
They're coming. Yeah.
The food's all right. Like if you want a breakfast sandwich or something, but Wendy's, Dave's Double, and a chili cheese fry, but
you can't have that.
Go there. So
you can't have that.
Point.
You know, I equate to what Stu just said, about the sausage roll and the way it tastes and all that. I equate that to the way I felt about smoking. I smoked for a long time, and then when I quit. It took me a long time to get over it, but I got to the point where I couldn't stand the smell of smoke.
Yeah.
I loved it when I was smoking. But then when you quit and you kind of get away from it, I can't stand the smell of smoke now. So
Well,
that's kind
I
of the same
I'm
thing.
a super sinner, I guess, because we got this universal gem. The kid doesn't really use it, so I'm using it now. I bought it for him. I'm in the gym. I am exercising. When it's not minus 50, I'll go for a walk or a bike ride. But I ain't quitting food. I ain't quitting beer, and I'm still smoking. I feel better. Who knows what life's going to deal me? So I think I'm doing. I'm kind of like the scales, right? Like, so instead of just doing all the bad habits, I'm kind of trying.
You're balancing it out, and you're not exactly a lard arse, are you? You know.
Yeah, but I get a belly like anybody else. I mean, it all sinks in one place as you get older, right? Like it.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, you're doing good by doing a little bit of working out, and I've been working out every day. I mean, I've been on holiday, so the last 2 weeks, more or less, every day, and trying to do it.
I don't know.
I think I'm the worst.
I couldn't have a beer. Like I've got a fairly stressful job. It's manageable, but like love my wife, love my family. My life is not bad. I don't want to say like I'm, like Mel Gibson in that cop movie or anything, but I like a nice beer and not 40. Like I don't want to have 40, but a nice beer, relax, and then have a good meal. And I like bread, and I like potatoes, and I like cheese, and I like gravy. And if there's a anti-keto diet that takes away broccoli and salad and fucking shit like that, I'm good. Don't drink 8 glasses of water, have 1 beer and 2 coffees. That's beautiful. But no, anyway, what I was going to ask you, we guys get to the chat here again. I keep forgetting. But did you bring some bibbles, or was that only when you were drinking?
No, I've left a bit. I've had all my rations for the day, and I'm going overboard with this cranberry and orange.
Okay, so you're not allowed to. So even having a glass of juice is evil?
Well, it's going over what my allotted calories are. But
then why don't you have a gin? It's got no calories, you said.
It's
He's
lower
looking
calories.
at it, Big
I don't
B.
want one. I'm quite happy with that at the moment, and I'm not hungry.
Just drink water.
Everybody, I'm not coercing him into drinking, but everybody watch how many times Choo Choo Stew looks up at the gin.
And I've got a bottle of Jack Daniel's Fire up there on the optic as well.
Yeah. Look at that doggy in the window.
I've got a beer, a bottle of wine, a bottle of gin, and a bottle of Jack Daniel's Fire, all winking at me.
You're just torturing yourself having it around you.
So wait, now we need to count how many times Stu gets up whenever you start a news story or something. We have to count how many times Stu gets up, and then if he comes back a little wobbly.
I'm going to get up and turn the gas fire on in a little while because I had it on.
What he's doing too. You know what he's doing is I think he's so fidgety because he can't relax his nerves.
Yeah,
he's not sleeping good.
Right.
He blames it on the wife snoring.
Right.
A wee beer, maybe a piece of. He used to eat toast every night. He wasn't even drinking. On his job, he can't drink before a shift.
Of course.
He'd text me and he'd say, "Yeah, I'm going to bed now, but I'll be up for a cup of tea and a piece of." He doesn't even let himself have a nice piece of toast. What is so sinful about toast? It's part of communion. They drink wine and they eat bread.
I did treat myself yesterday. I had.
What are you gonna do when you go back to the psychic church?
I did have toast and sausages yesterday and a scrambled egg, and I fucking loved it.
See, now this is. I'm probably your worst enemy, so don't listen to me. But I think if you're going for a 8-mile or whatever 10-kilometer walk you talk about over there. You're exercising, you're exercising the YouTube videos, you're on the exercise bike, and you weren't doing that before.
Right.
And you're being a little bit more cautious about your diet, but having a roll or a piece of bread or a piece of cheese, I'm not even talking about having a beer or anything, having a Cornish pasty, you're doing things you didn't do before. So you should still lose weight. That's just my way of thinking.
Of course you should. Yeah, but I'm just ticking all the boxes,
You're the fucking Buckingham Gandhi. That's what you are. You're gonna be starting to come in a fucking in a moo and you're gonna before you fucking the Buckingham Gandhi. All right, back to the chat. Leela says I can't even see that, it's so small. I love, keep your messages short. The more you write, the smaller the writing gets. I love a good chat. So live is better for me. Podcasts are okay if you're looking for something to listen to while you're walking or something. Otherwise, what's the point if you can't interact? And we agree with you 100%, Leela. And Short Size says, it's great listening again. I generally don't remember the show the next day. Thank you.
Well, that depends on how much whiskey he's drinking.
Well, he says previously, you ruined my Saturday morning, but it's worth it. And he's also telling you to reach for that goodness. Reach for that gin and whiskey that you keep looking at.
So he's the little thing on your shoulder, Stu. Don't do it, Stu. Don't do it.
See. Generally, the analogy is you have a devil and you have a angel. And it's the good and evil fighting each other. There is no angel on this show. Everybody is going to tell you to go drink.
The devil. I'm not like he's doing so good. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm not even talking about going and having a beer or something, but I'm thinking to myself, if you've walked 10 kilometers and you want to have a fucking slice of bread and a piece of cheese, I don't see the harm in that.
There isn't any harm in it, but that's not on my menu. So I'm
wondering if you're going to go vegan.
I'm not depriving myself.
So let me ask you a question.
Vegan.
Let me ask you a question now. So in that analogy that you just said, so I have this right here that I'm trying.
What is it? Hang on, let's bring it full screen. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Because full screen works with audio now.
There you go.
Okay.
Raw greens, whole food powder.
Right. So it's a green powder.
And you mix it with water.
And you mix it with water, correct. So this gives me a whole bunch of greens and all that shit. So now is that okay that I still do this?
You should pour the powder in the rest of the whiskey.
Yeah.
That would be awful. I'm not doing that. But so in that analogy, because I take a bottle, a glass of water with this, I'm perfectly fine to drink this entire bottle of whiskey because I did this.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to point out is, let's say you never took those greens.
Uh-huh.
Right? You never had the vitamins, or in my case, doing some weights, doing some exercise, Stu's case, walking. What I'm trying to say is it's probably better the way Stu is doing it, but I still think there's a benefit that you're trying something while still enabling your crutch.
So, right. So what I'm saying is then there is a benefit that I take one of these so I can do this at the same time. You're telling me that there's a benefit. And I will agree with you 100%.
I believe
because I want to do this more.
Well, I agree with you. It's human nature. Short Side wants to know if you snort that.
Awful to snort. Oof. It's very
broccoli.
Yeah, it's and you put it in water, it's a weird taste. But so because I take the greens,
but
I'm perfectly fine to swig whiskey.
Shit like that. But yeah, I know where you're going. I used to drink those fucking things in grapefruit juice. It was the worst fucking. was like having an enema through your fucking esophagus.
Good times.
No, I don't think I'll be taking that green stuff.
No, but anyway, like, do you guys see my point? All I'm saying is again, what Stu's doing probably moves him like way ahead of the pack. But you and I doing little things, maintaining our bad habits, we're at least doing a little better.
Yeah,
right?
but I'm obese. I'm obese, so I want to get back to a level.
We're not obese.
According to the
Alex Cardinelli is obese.
He's very obese, but according to the National Health Service guidelines, I'm obese. So when I get back down to when I get to my ideal weight, I can then learn to manage. Then I can have a bit of bread and a bit of a jog, and then balance it out. But at the moment, scales are tipped on the fatty side.
So if the national survey or whatever you called it said you were dyslexic, would you believe it? Like, there's all kinds of shit they try and tell us.
Yeah,
they tell you that bacon will kill us.
But I just want to agree. I know I'm fat, like I know I've got a big belly. I'm not fat, but I've got a big belly. So I just want to lose that, get myself comfortable where I can now bend down and fucking do my shoes up without fucking wheezing. And
Never makes me feel bad. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just adding conversation.
But when your shirts don't fit you and you bend down and you start wheezing because you're doing your shoes up, it's time for a change, and that time has come. My friend,
believe me, I laugh because it's funny because it's true, that type of thing. Because I know you try to do your shoes and you're out of breath. I'm doing the same thing. I walked a flight of stairs to the bathroom. I'm fucking like I ran a marathon.
Yeah, it's also old age. But you know what? We're having a good time. I look at some of these people, and I'm not saying you're becoming one stupid. I watch these people. They're fucking vegans. They run. They do this. They do that. And then, you're standing outside, and everybody's having a good time. But this one person, and they'll probably live till they're 110, live longer than Noah. But is it worth it?
Yes,
I do to live.
I don't think depriving yourself of meat and not eating.
You should start eating tofu.
No, I haven't got that low yet. That's something.
Are you still vaping?
I'm still vaping. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's probably why you can't breathe when you.
I still crave cigarettes occasionally, but like Brian, I don't really like the smell. If I'm walking along and someone's smoking near me, I sort of like hold my breath until I've gone past.
When Choo Choo Stu was here, I went through 10 times the amount of cigarettes.
And I had given up. I haven't had a cigarette since I left you.
I was fucking wheezing for fucking air. I
haven't had a cigarette since you dropped me at the airport.
I was going to say, I don't think when
polite about it. British people are so fucking polite about that. I grabbed one of those, mate. No, cheers. Yeah, fucking cheers.
I don't think when Stu was here, he smoked one cigarette. He vaped a whole lot.
You didn't, but I smoked. But I don't smoke nearly as much as I did when I was with Stu.
When I was in New York, I'd given up. I haven't smoked like properly for several years. I think a few years, but every now and again, I might have a cigar or something like once a year or something.
It's fine. Like everything in moderation, perhaps, is what we're getting at. I've never boiled bacon.
That sounds like the most disgusting thing on the planet. Boiled bacon.
Between that and the fucking powder that you snort or take as an oral enema.
Oh my God. Boiled bacon with cabbage and potato.
That's DK lights up. Perfect timing.
It's
all in the production. It's all in the production, short side.
A lovely Irish dinner.
I was just now that we have Lee Law here from Ireland, what is it with the Irish and boiling everything?
Well, I get the boiled cabbage. That falls into recipes, but I've never boiled bacon.
Never.
It's
never boiled bacon.
You boil it's a ham. It means like a gammon or ham, not like a fucking rasher of bacon.
Okay, I've never boiled ham either.
Or a bacon joint.
Gammon. Where do you get that from?
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's like smoked and cured. One's smoked, one's dry cured, whatever it is.
Yeah, neither of them are boiled.
Yeah, they're. Of course they are. Yeah, yeah.
No, they're not.
If I buy a gammon joint or a bacon joint,
it's-
smoked, unsmoked bacon joint, you can, you don't put it on full boil, but you bring it up to the boil and let it simmer for an hour, and you've got nice boiled bacon.
Well, over here, if we had a gammon joint, we'd have the munchies for sure. We'd be like a 7-Eleven. Mushies and fucking those god rotten hot dogs. If I had
an old English classic was boiled beef and carrots.
I think that had to tie into the war or something, BB, when there wasn't a lot of money and
yeah, of course, yeah, but they were good.
now they're boiling roast like you guys are. No wonder you want to go on diets. The fucking powder and Big B's fucking oral enema is better than that shit.
I don't boil anything. I put stuff in my smoker. I put stuff on my grill, and I don't boil anything except fucking eggs. If you want fucking hard-boiled eggs,
Yeah,
that's the only thing I fucking boil.
you boil potatoes before you make mashed potatoes. What else would you boil noodles for your pasta? You boil the kettle for a cup of tea. You pop a boil if you have one on your shoulder.
But none of that is bacon or ham or any type
Or a
of meat.
roast. I don't take a roast out of the freezer and sometimes you know what? Sometimes I'll even, if I'm in a hurry, I'll parboil chicken a little bit and then throw it on the grill.
Yeah,
because I don't have
speeds up the cooking.
Boil it like that. That's not the. This isn't the Witches of Eastwick. Like you got to do more than boil.
Yeah, boil sounds a bit harsh. Poach.
Same thing. It's in water. There's no flavor in water.
I don't do any of that with any meat ever.
Yeah,
but or even something you're going to put on the barbecue, or maybe not your smoker, but you might part boil it to speed up the cooking.
No, let me stop you right there. No, it doesn't happen. Never once do I boil anything.
If you want to save time, you parboil, but that's why they call it parboil. It's not the finishing touch.
And then you use the liquid to make a nice soup after.
Okay, you boil turkey bones to make soup. That's different.
So in Ireland, what we call bacon, they call rashers.
Interesting. Knocking futz as far as I'm concerned.
I was just having some wonderful Canadian bacon today.
Oh yeah, well that you do not boil.
No, not at all. It was wonderful. It was it was from the place where I told you that I got my high quality pork from. They sent us some bacon.
That's in Minnesota. How's it Canadian?
But that's sliced.
It's called Canadian bacon.
Oh,
I've got to put the gas fire on.
All right. So now he's leaving. We're not going to see him take the drink. He's not lighting anything. He's going to take a drink of the gin.
Yeah.
He's making noise that he's lighting things.
If he starts to get what do you call regurgitation, he's been drinking.
There you go.
He always gets acid reflux.
He does. And
are you going to sleep in there tonight, Stu?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. This is a guy, ladies and gentlemen. We had one show. This is before a lot of you were watching us, where we did the entire show where Stu was asleep on the pillow bed. And we kept thinking he was going to wake up and join us. He did the weird. He slept walked. He break danced. He passed gas. It was like watching a sleep apnea clinic. It was wonderful.
Oh, we were trying because he had headphones. He didn't have his headphones on, but they were near enough to his head where you could, hear.
Yeah. I was all ready for the show. I was all ready, and I just laid down for a second, and that was it.
So we spent most of the show.
That one. See, this is the problem. Having so many shows, I can't pinpoint a timeline. I mean, it would be after he built the cabin. But if I could find that and post that on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you find us, the entire show, Big B and I continued to do the show. Stu was on camera. That was the other thing I forgot to tell you. So his camera was on. He was set up. And I didn't know if it was a joke at first. We kept thinking he was going to. And did he wake up at the end? I can't remember.
He woke up after the show.
Oh, after the show. That's right. Yeah.
So he had his headphones near his head. And me and DK, we did our normal show, but we spent a good portion of the time just yelling into the microphone to try to wake Stu up. And every time we'd say, like,
very good show, but visually, that's where we came up with the title, the Stu Cam.
The Stu Cam. So every time we'd say Stu or something like that, we mentioned something that he was familiar with, he would move a little bit.
Yes.
So we thought maybe he was waking up. He never did. So you would see him on camera, and we soloed him like most of the night.
Yeah.
He was soloed. He would move around a little bit. You would see him shudder, like maybe he was dreaming that he was doing something. And he didn't wake up. We finished the show, and after every show, we always hang out afterwards and discuss a couple of things.
Yeah.
He woke up after that, after we were done with the show, while we were discussing the post-show stuff. Stu woke up, and we told him he missed the entire show.
Yeah. It was wonderful. I'll try. You know what? Leela is saying, why don't you do more than one show a week? For the people that haven't been with us, I should try and gather some downloads of some of the, other shows.
So I was talking about that Indian lady that we was all chatting up.
Who's that?
Oh, I have to find it in the book. Hold on.
Am I missing something here?
Yeah, we called, remember like when we called, you can call Swede and we met Eric, we called India.
Yeah.
And we got this chick.
We was all hitting on her, I think.
Yes.
Listening to past shows, funniest fucking thing I heard was when we were perving on
chat roulette. Some innocent.
I went on that app. She still follows me on Instagram, or not me, it's Cave Crew Radio. She still follows us on Instagram and likes our videos, and we weren't perving. She was very polite. We were very epic episode. There's been a go back, man. You got to watch Choo Choo Mania. You want to see a fun show.
Oh, Choo Choo Mania. Look up. I don't know if it's labeled or whatever, but Choo Choo Mania was the best.
And there was 1 and 2, I believe. And then there's Choo Choo Comes to Canada, where he was in my house. And then there's Choo Choo York, where Stu went to Big B's house. Guys, if you love what we do, this is just not classic.
So I found it in the book. It was just a one quick line. It was Vitalis from Mumbai, India.
Yeah.
So if I recall correctly,
to her, I don't think we were perving her.
If I recall correctly, we had called and gotten this guy who knew we were fucking with him and tried to fuck with us back, and it didn't work. It failed miserably.
Yeah.
So we called and we got him again and we hung up. Then we called and we got Vitalis, a nice young lady from India who was up very early her time.
Yeah,
before school.
Her parents couldn't know about it.
She was being very quiet. Her parents couldn't know about it, and we were asking her questions. And I know at least I, for one, was not perving on her. As short.
No, he's taken aback. It was a shock to us too, because
I know.
Listen, normally Short Side, we're not nice people. If you go back enough shows, we've made prank calls, we've called like whorehouses and all kinds of different places. Go back and listen to what's his name in Calgary. We almost gave him a heart attack.
Bill, look, Bill from Calgary. We tried to get him to take in 12 refugees from Syria and a goat. And a goat.
He featured for several weeks. I think. I even phoned him from home once.
Remember the one where we called the guy at the subway and got him to turn everything off? Yeah, we've done some weird shit. I can't remember the shows. You gotta go back and look. We've had a lot of fun. And then the guy that was coming on the show to tell us about Bigfoot, and he got mad at us because we would insult his church.
He had his church group listening to us.
Yeah, yet he was a Bigfoot guy.
And every time we'd ask him, and we didn't mock him, we didn't trash him. I just asked simple questions like, in the 70s there was all these pictures of Bigfoot, but now that everybody has a camera, there isn't any. Why is that? He didn't have an answer, and then he suddenly, said, we were mocking him or whatever in front of his church group. Now, who brings a church group to listen to us?
We'll see you later.
Who thinks it's a good idea to have a church group listen to us?
Yeah, but that's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah. And our buddy Lee Law going to work. Good night, Lee Law.
Yeah, great seeing you again, and thank you for checking in before you check out for work. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Just keep going and going and going, and Life of Times, the Choo Choo Stew. Yeah, there's so much shit. There's
Choo Choo Mania. Choo Choo Mania is a classic. You have to look up Choo Choo Mania.
Yeah, that was fun. The man of 1,000 voices. We got to get him back one week when Stu's off. But yeah, we've had some fun along the way. And Big B's brought in some very interesting people. There's one show you don't want to listen to it. I'm sure it's very boring to listen to, where we're with a guy and he's lane splitting traffic in LA the entire show.
He's got a camera on his motorcycle and he's going in and out of traffic in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's a good visual. It's a good visual. It's not so much, I'm sure, a good podcast to listen to, but all these are on you. We've been doing video for maybe the first year we didn't or something. But.
Yeah, just scroll through the archives and just all the titles are very good. So
yeah, sometimes what I find anyway,
a Down syndrome bath was very good.
Which one?
A Down syndrome bath.
Oh yeah. What I think is like kind of skim in the first half hour and then you get into the meat. And then usually it was
a Down syndrome bath, by the way, is right in the middle of the Life and Times of Choo Choo Stew.
And 2 weeks later, sorry to interrupt, 2 weeks later, we had Eric the Swede and a Mongoloid with Tourette's. That's back in 2016.
See, Stu has a great memory. He says he heard that one. I think the tagline was, "Can you hear me?" Yeah, I know. You guys have better memories than I do. Maybe when I'm senile and in an old age home, I'll go back and listen to the entire library. We should actually, by this point in time, be featured by they have those Time infomercials. Yeah. Just before prime time, where all the songs of the 50s or all the loves. They should have like the Cave Crew Radio Time collection.
Yeah, do a special Christmas edition. Yeah.
Let me tell you, Short Side, since Short Side actually knows Stu, Short Side needs to go back all the way to the beginning of the show when it was just me and DK. And Choo Choo Stu would call in every so often.
Right.
And he would call in. He wouldn't be in his house. He had no fucking cabin in his backyard. He'd be in his car under a bridge whispering.
Losing underwear in Sherwood Forest, but he kept his pants. Figure that one out. He lost his underwear, but kept his pants in the forest by his house. And he would call us from his car. He was just like everybody else. He found us through podcasts, started listening to us, and would call in. And he'd call into his car. He'd whisper
like he was a fucking serial killer looking for his victim. And I said that back then. And it was very interesting how we came across and met Choo Choo Stu.
It all started with an email, and I read it online, and I remember saying to Big B, I will call him Choo Choo Stu.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was a fan like you guys. I don't want to say you're fans because we feel that you're friends. But Stu started listening to the show, telling us how much he loved us. We were so damn excited to have a letter someone that actually listened to the show. Stu was probably the only person that listened to the show at that time.
And it was exciting because he was in the UK.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, we're in North America, not separated even, by 9 hours. We could drive to each other. We were excited that was somebody overseas.
Did we even have theme music at that point? Like, I mean, I don't know if we had graphics and like.
No, it was just radio, basically.
Yeah, like, this was the, supposed to be a sports show. It never ended that way. And then this guy comes up and I'm like, Big B, you wouldn't believe it. We're getting fan mail.
Right.
And look at us now.
And it was Choo Choo Stu. And he was afraid. He didn't want to call in his house because he was afraid to wake up his family.
Right. Because it was 2:00 in the morning.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
We had a later start time then too. I think we were even like 9:00.
Oh yeah, we were in a different day, a different time. It was, it was completely different. But he would be in his car under a bridge, calling us.
And then what happens, Stu? I mean, there's a couple things I want to get to really quick, but when did you actually get a microphone and join us?
I think I joined you from my car initially.
Well, yeah, we remember that. But when did you actually like buy a microphone and come in studio?
I can't remember when it was. It wasn't that long. I was doing the little segments, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I think he started pre-recording some stuff and sending it to us.
And then eventually somehow he got, I don't know. Short Side, you are the historical researcher of Cave Crew Radio. You'll have a blast. You really get to know us too, because I mean, over the years we've shared various parts of birthdays and births and additions to the houses and all that good stuff. You
can go back and find the show that my wife got bitten on the eyeball from a mosquito.
Yes.
And we talked about it live on air because I was on vacation in Massachusetts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had Big B on. I think I've been on vacation once or twice and done a virtual. It's been a while. Anyway, I do have a couple of things we should get to, because I do think there's a couple here that Choo Choo Stu would get to. Let me bring a picture into the stream here. Let's get it full screen. And another volunteer out there in Radio Land did this for me to keep us.
Whoa, things are starting to get even weirder in here, as you're listening to Choo Choo Stew, the Big B, and DK on Cave Crew Radio.
I do have to say, every one of our voices seem to be British. We could be huge if you guys could send a tape into the BBC or something. They'd love us. Anyway, did you guys know this? These are called rectal dilators, aka butt plugs.
Butt plugs.
Butt plugs were the 1800s aspirin, originally invented to cure headaches and insomnia. Repurposing has been a trend since forever. But what if the purpose of an object was entirely redefined by our ancestors in the process? Bubble wraps, for starters, were originally meant to be used as textured wallpaper. I never knew that. Lysol, on the other hand, was advertised. Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, this is going to hurt. Lysol, on the other hand, was advertised as a vaginal douche in times when birth control was expensive and difficult to come by. And intentionally or not, butt plugs seem to be the latest addition to the list.
Now, why have they got holes in them? Do they butt plugs normally have a hole?
Give me about 2 more minutes and we'll open up the floor. Invented under the name of Dr. Young's Ideal Rectal Dilators, the existence of butt plugs can be tracked back to the 1800s. They were sold in sets of 4 and included torpedo-like dilators made with hard rubber, varying between 1 to 4 inches in length. An instruction card sold with the set informed users to begin with the smallest dilator and work their way up, further guiding them through the process. First, warm the dilator in warm water. Then lubricate the outside of the dilator with Dr. Young's filament. And while squatting, we're back to squatting again. Well, back to the squatting position, or while lying on the side with knees drawn up, gently insert into the rectum as far as the flange or the rim. Wait a minute. I'm almost done, guys. I know you're jumping all over this. Hold in place a minute, and the anal muscles will close to retain it. Sit or lie down and allow it to remain for half an hour or an hour to get best results. The instructions continued with further advice along the lines of, when ready to go to the next size, it's best to use the same size you have been using for a few minutes first, inserting and withdrawing it several times, highlighting the need for supervision only if the user was under the ripe age of 8.
What?
Dr. Young encouraged all his patients to self-prescribe and self-administer the instrument. I do not lie. It's on the screen. Choo Choo Stu, you were first. What did you want to say?
No, I just wondered why they've got a hole in them.
Okay, so let's bring that.
Maybe they blew smoke up their arse or something as well.
Maybe because it says it's for piles and constipation. So maybe they think it's going to suction the crap out of you.
So the one is smaller than a suppository. That's quite a collection.
Yeah.
A collection.
Now, I have a bizarre question. Which one's last? The one on the far left or the one in front of it that looks like a mushroom?
I think the one in the back on the left.
I don't know. That fucking mushroom has a big circumference on it.
I'm worried that flange isn't big enough.
It's obviously not deep penetrating, but
it's funny, those instructions that you have. It's still in practice today, but porn stars do it.
Well, it's a sexual toy now, right? Like it's
yes. Porn stars walk around with butt plugs in their ass all day long.
I wonder who the first person that got a hold of a rectal dilator and said, you know what, just take an aspirin. But I'll tell you what. It really stimulates the glands.
If you
prostrate,
if you put it in and pull it out several times, you're going to feel better.
You're going to feel something.
You know, sometimes as a society, we look at ourselves and we go, we've come nowhere. You know, yeah, technology has gotten better and yada, yada, yada. But there was guys driving around in fucking, whatever you call those things, stagecoaches, right, selling snake oil and rectal dilators. And could you imagine, you know, oh yeah, it was bad headaches. Look, Dr. Young has been around. I want you to squat or lie on your side with your knees pulled up. This is really going to help your headache.
He's got
You
ointment.
might feel like you got a shit for a few minutes.
Go and see Dr. Young. He's got the answer.
Dr. Young has ointments and butt plugs.
There's even an ointment that comes with it. It's like when you're putting together those kids' toys, and there's always that little plastic thing of oil, right? What am I supposed to do with this? It's Dr. Young. He invented it. Everything needs a lubricant. You should probably lubricant that dust you drink, baby.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure they were using stuff like that before Dr. Young. I'm not sure when he was doing this, but I'm sure that butt plugs and all that has been around for many years.
Yeah, Caveman Joe grabbed a twig. Maybe it cured constipation. I don't know.
Well, that's what it says on the thing. It says
Headaches and insomnia. I can't see putting any level of those 8 things or whatever it is in that curing my insomnia.
well, it says on the thing for piles and constipation.
No, it said in the headline.
Yeah, it said in the instructions, wasn't it? Or
Aspirin was originally invented to cure headaches. No, butt plugs were the 1800s. Aspirin originally invented to cure headaches and insomnia.
Right, but for Dr. Young, that was what it was originally invented for. Dr. Young is saying it's for piles and constipation.
What the fuck is a pile?
Yeah, it's some thing.
it's like
It's like shingles, but different.
arse grapes.
Ass.
Feeling unwell, shove this up your ass. That's how I feel about it too.
It's like
What
having
the
a,
fuck is an ass scrape?
but that's piles. You get it's like a little blood.
Are
Blood.
you
what do
talking
you
about
call them?
hemorrhoids?
Isn't that, yeah,
Hemorrhoids, isn't it? Yeah, piles. Yeah,
You call them ass grapes
Farmer Giles.
and piles?
We call them. You got the farmers, Farmer Giles, piles.
What?
It's rhyming slang.
Are you talking Cockney at the moment?
Yeah, it's how you doing, Dave? Or I've got the old Farmer Giles are playing me up. I've got piles, hemorrhoids,
Or ass.
farmers.
Farmer
Apparently the Farmer Giles is more famous than Dr. Young.
I don't know.
We should do an audio drama instead of Dr.
Anyone in London, not anyone in London. Most Londoners, I suppose that people in the UK, if you said I've got a touch of the old Farmer Giles, they would know what you meant. It's not just a London thing. I suppose it originates from London, but
I was talking to a sound guy one time years ago from the Discovery Channel, and he was from England. And we got on the subject of Cockney, and he was trying to teach me it, and I couldn't get it for the life of me. And he was just spewing them out like it was nothing. I couldn't figure it out for anything.
The grapes of wrath. I have a question though.
But I'm not sure how. What I'm a bit concerned about is how they would help your piles or your hemorrhoids, because all you do is you would push the grapes out of the way, and it still it doesn't really do anything, does it?
I have no idea what causes a grape, but I imagine maybe it would pop them or move them back inside the body. I don't know what a grape or a hemorrhoid really is. I have a question because
I wrote a song about pile cream once.
But wait a minute, in preparation H we call it over here. But
oh shit, I've left me
everything that gets named after someone, and he lost his headphones, so he's not going to get my story.
There, is he
back?
back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything that gets named after someone ties into some kind of a legend or a historical study. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but maybe Big B can. What did Farmer Giles do to deserve this notorious legacy? I mean, you don't just, I got Farmer Giles. Like, obviously, there's a story behind Farmer Giles?
It's not, because it rhymes with piles. China plate. All right. People say, hello, me old China. How you doing? Why would you call someone China? Because it's a China plate. It rhymes with mate. Hello, mate. Hello, me old China. My China plate. Farmer Giles piles.
This is worse than fucking the
But
brother.
why wouldn't you just say mate? It takes longer to say China.
She's
than
got
it
a
does-
lovely pair of Bristols, right?
It-
Bristol
this
City,
English
Bristol City,
style,
titty.
Ghetto slang or he's watching you explain slang. I don't know if we have enough. We have slang too, you know, like there's different words. I mean, but like I don't know, like you could be a little bit more creative than how you doing, mate. China plate.
Have you got a spare oily? Have you got an oily on you? An oily rag, a fag? Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
And
Absolutely.
for those of you outside of Europe, that's a cigarette.
Yeah, I get that, but where's the oily rag come into it?
An oily rag is fag, cigarette, yeah, fag. So I'm just going for an oily.
This is like fucking Barbarino on Welcome Back.
If I said to like
this is like up your nose with a rubber hose. Like, is that what we're doing, Big B? Is it Barbarino? John Travolta?
if I said to my mate at work,
You remember that?
I'm
Up
going
your
for an oily.
Yeah,
I'm going
of course I remember.
Yeah,
But I don't get
But
it. Why don't
remind
you just say you're going to go smoke a cigarette? Why do you say you're
Because
going
it-
for an oily?
Because it's like Cockney.
No, but I mean, okay, let's go first. Hey, you want to go for a smoke?
Yeah.
Kind of fits in a little bit.
Why'd you say that? You know, I mean, I don't say it that much, but I have said it in the past. Just going around a quick oily.
We got to get the best Barbarino.
Yeah, apples and pears, stairs.
Yeah, man.
So that's the old classic one, isn't it? Up the old apples.
But why don't you just say stairs?
I got up the apples to see me old China.
It isn't always go back to plates in China.
Gotta have a couple of oilies.
A couple of
Brahms
oilies.
and Lisp. He was Brahms last night. Anyway, it goes on and on.
Wait. So what does Brahms mean?
Brahms and Lisp, or Lisp, is rhymes with pissed. I don't know the actual spelling of it, but
So he's drunk.
yeah, he was Brahms last night.
It was Brahms means he's drunk. Is there a dictionary like Webster's? Is there a Webster's Cockney dictionary?
I'm sure there. I'm sure there is somewhere.
And where do they speak Cockney in England?
Well, you're deemed to be Cockney if you're born within the sound of Bow bells.
What?
Bow bells, like Bow Church. So if you can hear the bells, yeah, if you were born within the sound of those bells, you're a Cockney. That's a true Cockney.
I'm completely lost. The two people that are having the best time right now is Short Science.
And I'm lost.
I'm lost.
I really do feel this is Cave Crew Radio when in Rome.
Short Science sitting there going, "Oh, I know exactly." Short Science
This
too could
is
have a show
dance
right now.
I'm fucking like, I feel like I'm a sweat hog back in the fucking 70s or something.
Short Science too could go on for a half an hour on this. I'm just sitting here writing stuff down.
DK, he loves the old Army and Navy on his dinner. Army and Navy gravy.
Wait, now, can you? Let me ask you this: so, Army and Navy means gravy. Do you have to say Army and Navy? Can you say wavy? Can you say Davy?
You know, like, I want to say you're full of shit. I'm just going to say, hey there, brother, how's the peach pits? Is that, like, am I catching on here?
Listen, someone says to you,
Or if I want to say happy birthday, Big B, I might say, hey, let's all dance in the Shangri-La. Is that
DK? You say to me,
This is the very beginning.
Are you coming for? Are you coming for?
Rap. You know how they had those battles where they, your mother, and they go back and forth like that. This is where it fucking comes from. You know, I stubbed my toe. Hey, have you seen Larry or Moe? Like, I don't know. Am I on track here?
I've got a list of them in front of me, right? So you say, DK, are you coming out for a beer on Friday? And you're saying, I'm coals, mate. Coals, as in the stuff you burn on a fire. Coals and Coke. I'm broke.
But does it have to be coals and Coke?
I'm broke. Hey,
does it have to? Can you say I'm woke? It's a bloke. Can you say those? But does it have to be coals and Coke?
Like you're walking down the alley and you see a guy and you know he's you know, a normal English person might say, you know, God save the Queen, and you're walking by and you might go, I got a poke in my spleen. Is that like, am I catching this right?
Well, Short Size says when lockdown is over, he's going down to the old rub and dub, and I'm assuming he means the pub.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so as long as all right, we should have a game show between me and Big B, where Stu gives us, what did you call this, Uncle Fred or
Cockney?
Cockney. So we should have a Cockney contest when Stu comes back. Me and Big B. Stu and Short Side can even do it in the chat. They throw these things at us, and we have to guess and see who gets. It's like a game where you got to keep drinking. You know what I mean? Like
I'm 100% down with that. We get our drinks in front of us every time we lose. We take a sip.
Yeah, and we keep points of who get, because this is the most bizarre thing in the world. This is like watching those. Where are those furry things that float around on public TV and you know, they the Teletubbies. To me, this is what they're talking. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. So if
the dog on bone, the dog on bone telephone.
Hey, so if you're sitting at my dinner table and you want me to pass the salt, over in England, you might say like something like, hey, Walt, can I have a malt? Is it like, and I'm supposed to, oh, yeah, here's a salt. Am I on this right or what?
He still hasn't answered the question. Does it have to be that specific saying, or can it be any word?
I think I think it's random.
No, it can be not any word, but like a ticket, yeah? You're on the train, yeah? Can I say your bat and wicket? Your bat and wicket.
But does it have to be bat and wicket to mean ticket? Can it be another icket word?
No. I think sometimes they are, you know, they are interchangeable with different words.
Short Side, can you
Does
answer
everyone
I've asked that question like
understand
12 times. Short Side, can you answer that question? Does it have to be that same exact saying all the time, or can it be any word that rhymes?
It can't be any word that rhymes.
I need a test. And don't cop out on this, Stu. Don't cheap out. I want you to make one up right now, and I want Short Side to answer, or Short Side can put one in chat. I want Stu.
I will tell. Well, I'll just say. I'll say one. I'm going for an earther. I'm going for an earther.
An earther, like Eartha Kitt?
Yes.
You going for a bit?
No.
A shit.
Yes.
A shit?
Yeah.
What does Eartha mean?
Eartha
Shit.
Kitt. Eartha Kitt.
All right.
I'm completely lost.
I'm
So
feeling
Short Guy says heading
groovy.
down.
So if I
heading
say I'm feeling kind of groovy, does that mean I'm telling Big B I want to watch a movie?
I don't know. Short Size says heading down. Was it heading down the battle, meaning battle cruiser, or boozer, which means pub? Now it's getting multi-complicated. Short Size says, answering my question, normally the correct word most people
So then
know.
it doesn't even rhyme.
Then the battle cruiser meaning a boozer, which means a pub. So now it gets utterly complicated.
This is harder than Jenga.
Yeah, and there are multiple things. Like bees and honey could be called could be money, but then you've got Bugs Bunny could be money. But you wouldn't say Bugs Bunny; you just say bugs.
So the idea is to guess the word that rhymes and then solve the puzzle. This is like
another common day, everyday word. There's something happening in the street, and you say, "I'm just going out to have a butcher's." You just say that at all ever? I'm going to have a butcher's.
I'm just trying to see
what's a butcher's.
I'm going to have a. Look, hang on a minute. Let me make sure I'm following this. So you're sitting in a car with somebody, and what you want to tell them is you should pass. Like you should pass this car. So the term you want to say is you should pass. So if I say to you, you got a dirty.
What, dirty ass?
Dirty ass. You should pass. Am I on the right track here?
Nah. But a butcher's is a butcher.
Bugs Bunny mean money, and you just say bugs.
Yeah, because Bugs Bunny, money.
Alone.
But butcher's hook, right? You say, give us a butcher's of that. If I'm, I've got, a bit of paper here or something like that, and someone says, "Oh, let me have a butcher's." It's a butcher's hook. A look.
Which is a look.
What?
A butcher's hook is a look. So people quite often say, "Let's have a butcher's."
So let's have a look.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
This is like learning a completely new language.
I'm too old for this shit.
I mean, you don't say it like nowadays.
Like grade 6, we used to do pig Latin. Like, this is fucking stupid. If you want a piece of toast, just say, have a piece of toast. Don't say, "Hey, are you holy?" "Oh, Holy Ghost toast." Yeah, I get it. Like, it don't make no sense.
Give me some of that holy.
Yeah. Can I? So when I come to your house, if I ever come visit and I want a beer, do I say, "Hey, I'm very, very near"? Am I getting this or aren't I? This is what he's explaining.
If you're approaching my car, are you in the jam jar when you're doing that?
What?
In the car, in the jam jar.
Car?
Yeah.
The jam jar is a car?
Hurt.
Yeah.
Plates of meat, feet.
Plates of, yeah.
My plates hurt?
Yeah.
Plates of meat?
Yeah.
Feet? What?
I've been on my plates all day.
Oh my God.
Your feet hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, but it could be plates of anything. It could be plates of spaghetti. It could be
no.
peaches. Like, how do you know it's a plate of meat?
I mean, people used to say, like years ago, they don't say it particularly anymore, but and people used to call like gay people, they go, "He's an iron." Right? And I actually never even knew it for a long time what it was slang for. Is a slang for an iron hoof is a poof. Yeah. Iron hoof, poof.
Right. So did this all become because, you're all in the royal chamber and there was someone that was going to poison the prince and they had to come up with a secret language so that, that they could, complete their plan? Like, what's the fucking point of this? It hurts my head just trying to follow it.
I don't know. But look, I've just got to go for a quick Mickey. I need a quick Mickey Bliss.
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mickey Mouse. I wouldn't think Mickey Bliss. Now, piss. He's going to go for a piss. But no, he's going to get some gin. But what is Mickey Bliss? I would think Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, exactly.
I now he's gone, so maybe Short Side can answer. Where do you learn this? Is this something?
And
Are you taught this in
one
school?
that sets the precedence. Like,
Right.
who's the Shakespeare of, what do you call it? Cockney?
Cockney. Cockney.
I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. Why don't you say,
Stu, did you enjoy that
have a
bin?
nice day or happy birthday, or you look great in that dress, or that was a delicious dinner, like
I want to know.
if I wanted to say to you that was a delicious dinner, would I say chicken? Winner chicken dinner? Like, I don't know. Like,
I want to know. Did Stu enjoy that pin?
Pin? What's a pin?
Gin.
Oh, gin. Yeah, it's okay.
Right?
No.
Why is that no? It rhymes.
This is English people trying to establish their Englishness.
But I'm looking forward to having a Rosie Lee later.
Rosie Lee.
A cup of tea.
Oh, okay.
But why doesn't pin equal gin?
Because no one would know what you bleed meant. I think you're mad.
You know what I'm having for dinner?
But Rosie Lee is perfectly normal to be piss. To be tea.
A nice cup of Rosie.
Hey, for Stu, for dinner I'm having a tick.
You're having a dick for dinner?
A tick. TIC. Tic Tac, Big Mac.
Oh.
That's how it works. I've been trying to follow along.
Short Size correcting me. He said pin is badge. I don't know. I don't know. I was just trying to rhyme.
It's far too late in the show we've got our rectal dilators. We've had a great time learning stuff. Cockney.
I don't think I've ever once been completely lost on the show until today.
I'm befuddled right now. I'm absolutely in a state of awe.
I have no idea. The second half of this show, I don't understand a word that just happened.
This must be what it's like.
Say, you're at work. Where's Trevor? He's Tom Dick.
I don't know what that means.
Trevor's not in today because he's Tom Dick.
Oh, he's sick.
Yeah.
So why don't you just say he's sick?
Yeah, why wouldn't you say he's ill or he's called
We
in?
say it's Tom Dick. I don't know.
That's more syllables than you say.
I would definitely say if someone said to
Get
me,
the fun of this. Like, I understand.
if I say to someone like who's regularly off sick, I say you've been Tom Dick again. No one would laugh. They go, nah, fuck off, I ain't. But do you know what I mean? It's just a normal everyday thing.
Short Side knew
but
what
not as everyday as it used to be.
You people are sick fucking people. It's bad enough you boil your meat.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. So if I said to you, hey Stu, you're 7 degrees of. It's boiled bacon. 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Boiled bacon.
Nah.
Mine are no more dumb than the fucking shit you've been spewing out for
It's
the
not
past
really.
hour.
Have you got any salmon?
Yes, I've smoked some salmon for dinner. Yes, thank you.
Salmon and trout. Snout. Cigarettes.
Oh my God.
But
you call cigarettes salmon?
Salmon and trout. Yeah.
We have an early entry: boiled meat and Cockney freaks.
Yeah. Okay. Write that down.
I will write that down.
I was just going to say, should we stew? Stew, name the show.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works? So I'm saying, should we stew? Stew's a name the show.
Well, you know what? That's going to work for Cave Crew Radio. From now on, it's Should We Stew?
Yeah. It's time for us to stew.
We're going to stew the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So only people listening tonight will understand what we're saying. Who's going first? Stu, do you actually have anything or?
Oh, I've got a mishmash of stuff here.
Yeah, of course. You never form a sentence. Whatever you're going to say, here's the fun part. For Stu's name of the show, say it in Cockney.
No, I did write down.
We're going to name the show, my name is Stu. You could say, I'm going to, take a poo, rhymes with stew. Right?
Now, I've got Buckingham Gandhi.
And what?
Buckingham Gandhi.
I don't. You got to spell it. You're not making
The Buckingham Gandhi.
Oh, the Buckingham Gandhi.
Gandhi. Okay.
And arse grapes.
Those are two separate ones.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go first or me, BB?
Yeah, I'll go. Because those two that Stu had, I also had. I had the Buckingham Gandhi and ass grapes, but I have 5 others.
Okay. I'm away from the mic. I apologize. I got it right. Okay.
First one was butt plugs were the 1800s aspirin.
Plugs. Okay.
Dr. Young's filament.
Aspirin. Dr. Young's filament.
Of course, we have to include Farmer Giles.
Farmer Giles.
I'm going for an oily.
Going for an oily.
And the last one is from our pal Shortside. Boiled meat and Cockney freaks.
Boiled meat and Cockney freaks. Okay, and I'm going to add to it. Let me get my list here. See if I have any difference. I had the grapes of wrath.
Mm-hmm.
I also kind of like yours. Sorry, I moved my mic. I had a touch of the Farmer Giles.
Okay.
I had Can It Be Another Icket? I had Do You Snort That? I had Boiled Bacon. And I also had ass grapes.
So all 3 of us had ass grapes.
Yes. So you two had Buckingham Gandhi, and all 3 of us had ass grapes, although we both kind of had Farmer Giles. I just added a touch of.
Right. I have a favorite that has not been mentioned.
Okay, what's that?
Only what I brought up. Dr. Young's filament.
That was good too.
I've liked that one since I heard it.
And that was not made up. That was right from the story.
No, that was from the story. Dr. Young's filament.
Well, and I also had written down, this was me when you were taking the powder, I said it's like an oral enema. Second on the Buckingham Gandhi. Or you're having a dick for dinner. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one either. But it is good.
The Buckingham Gandhi is good. We will add that into the show notes. As we can, ass grapes and Farmer, what's his name?
Giles.
But I do kind of agree that Dr. Young's filament could be an interesting show name.
Well, I think Boiled Meat and Cockney Freaks is very good.
Oh, God.
See, now we're all over the place.
Can I just, first of all, get a proper spelling on filament? I guess it's in my notes.
It's in the story. I think it's Filament or Phil.
Phil.
Yeah. I think so too, but I wasn't sure.
Okay. Final vote. Excuse me. Final vote. Anyone in chat that wants to vote? Boiled Meat and Cockney Freak or Dr. Young's Filament? Give you a minute to think. This is a show name. Boiled Meat and and how do you spell Cockney, by the way?
Cockney.
Totally doesn't make sense. All right. Chat. We'll give you a minute. There's 3 out there. I don't know. I gotta go filament. Maybe it's the North American in me.
I already said that's my favorite.
I like the boiled meat.
I like ass grapes too, by the way.
Yeah. Ass grapes was good. We all said that. Let's see if Stu's going to bend. If he doesn't bend on Dr. Young's Filament, we all voted ass grapes.
Okay.
Well, I'll just go with the Dr. Young. Yeah.
Oh, you can't. That's not the fun.
I prefer the short size one. Boiled Meat and Cockney Freaks.
And I can't vote for myself. Cockney, the other one. I think we should just go with ass grapes. We're at a stalemate. And in the initial blind voting, before anyone had a chance to vote, we all said that.
We all did say ass grapes.
So I will ensure that the boiled meat, the Cockney, the Dr. Young, the Farmer, what's his, Giles?
Farmer Giles.
Going for an oil, all that stuff will somehow get into the notes.
Oily rag, yeah.
Going for the oily rag.
Well, you just said I'm going for an oily.
An oily, yeah. We would just say oily.
I thought it was oils. Okay. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've done our course. Short side, and he agrees now. Ass grapes, short and sweet. Yeah,
Nice.
we could go on and on. They're all great titles. They were all funny. Even the Gandhi guy, but everyone voted ass grapes. So that's and no one will know what the fuck it is until they listen to the show.
That's right.
And I do believe ass grapes is what kicked off the Cockney.
Yes.
Yeah, Farmer Giles, yeah.
Yeah. Because, yeah. Which was the ass grapes were Piles, which got into Farmer Giles, which got into all this other nonsense. I didn't see Amanda tonight. I'm heartbroken about that.
Because just quickly, I actually went into to see a pharmacist. I did have a touch of the Farmer Giles.
Is that what you had the other night when you were?
No, not recently. I had this like several years ago. So I went into a chemist, and I'd never had it before. I mean, I thought I was fucking dying at first. Then someone told me you got piles, right? So I went into this chemist, a pharmacy, and a bit of discretion, like I sort of whispered, and I said to the woman in the chemist, I said, "I've got a touch of the old farmers." I literally said this. I'm not making this up. I said, I've got a touch of the old farmers. And she looked at me a bit funny. I said, Farmer Giles. And she didn't get it whatsoever. So in the end, I said, I've got fucking piles,
And she knew what piles was.
She knew what piles was. But I literally went into a shop and said, I've got a touch of the old farmers.
Well, it's good to know that she, like the rest of humanity, didn't understand what the hell you were saying.
Yeah, I think she was probably,
I got a problem with my screen. What did Amanda say? Some short size said something. Amanda said something. My screen's getting large and I can't see the chat.
Short Side first said farmers derailed the show, which it went off the rails as soon as
the Farmer Giles set us right off.
Right.
That was,
and
Amanda said what?
Amanda said, I was having technical difficulties, but I was listening.
All right, great, because we miss you, Amanda. We had a great show tonight. You would have loved it. You would have learned.
Well, she said she was listening, so I think she heard the show. She just couldn't participate.
But I have a question before we leave and play the final anthem. When you went in like last week or 2 weeks ago, you were telling us you had like an itch on your ass or whatever, or your balls, or I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I had a rash. No, I had that was like Betty Swallocks, wasn't it?
Oh, see, now I would say, did you have a stash? You rash. I see. I don't get it.
Did you have a bit of mash?
Yeah. Did you have any pies?
No, I had an itch.
Pies and mash. Oh, you got a rash. I get it.
No, I had an itch.
Did you have a bitch?
Yeah. So was it a female pharmacist and you went, hey, bitch? And she said, oh, you got a bitch.
Here's a cream.
Yeah.
And it wasn't on my bits and bob.
Oh, God, I can't take any more of this. All right, Stu, you got to let us know what your schedule is, and hopefully you'll be back to join us soon.
Well, hopefully next week.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Great seeing and hearing and watching and reading everybody's comments. It was a lot of fun tonight. We did learn a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Big B, Choo Choo Stu, and myself, this has been Cave Crew Radio, or should I say, you noosed. Get it? You noosed at the rodeo. Cave Crew Radio. I don't know. It doesn't work. Anyway, never mind.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands.
This is a production of the Cave Crew Radio Network at cavecrewradio.com.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!